Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I'm ecstatic to be here. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue, and it is an exciting time in Cleveland right now. We got more exciting news for Browns fans. Pair Kevin Stefanski himself. We'll get into that. Also, lots of people praising Shedeur Sanders for his Week 1 performance, but is it even better than we thought? I'll give you the specific details on why I'm saying that. Also, Dillon Gabriel injury update for you, tell you how that impacts the quarterback room right now, and the Browns waived a promising young wide receiver. But before we get into all that, real quick, here's some more photo proof of my lifelong Cleveland Browns fandom. There I am, a young 3-year-old Joey O, repping the dog pound beanie. I still have that beanie, by the way. I might have to bring it out on the watch party next time you guys tune in. Speaking of our watch party, we absolutely smashed it Friday night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting. It was the most viewed preseason watch party here at Chat Sports for my first ever one. 158,000 views. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming out. Hope to see you again on Saturday because we've got another super exciting preseason game. And why is that? Because of our exciting news that I'm getting into. Shedeur Sanders, quote from Kevin Stefanski, he will get a ton of reps against the Eagles. Now, why is that exciting? If you watched Week 1, everyone was tuned in. LeBron James was tweeting. Like I said, our watch party went crazy. This kid is box office. I'm hyped about it. His debut was pretty good. 14-23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and an 106.8 quarterback rating. He's got talent, folks. So when Stefanski says he'll get a ton of reps again, that's something to be excited about if you're a Cleveland Browns fan like myself. They play in Philly on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Philadelphia, if you don't know, is the defending Super Bowl champs. The Cleveland Browns, keep in mind, have a joint practice and a preseason game against the defending Super Bowl champions. So this is a great test for Shedeur Sanders. He can get some reps both in joint practice and in that preseason game against the Eagles, one of the deepest teams in football. He did well against Carolina, so how will he fare against a real test in the Philadelphia Eagles? But Carolina was a real test as well. Was he better than what we thought against the Panthers? I'll tell you why that is. Here's what I loved about it. First of all, bad offensive line. The Cleveland Browns played none of their starters. It was complete backups. And he was accurate. He made plays with his legs. We saw him pick up a first down on a third down run. We saw that viral clip. It was technically a sack. He ran out of bounds. But how about the double spin move to evade defenders? Shedeur can use his legs when he needs to. And finally, he played against Carolina starters in the first quarter. So that's what we were seeing early was a lot of pressure, a couple scoreless drives because Shedeur was put in a situation where you'd think anyone would fail. But behind a bad offensive line and a real NFL defense, Shedeur got his groove, started balling in the second quarter, and became the player that I think he can really be for the franchise going forward. So let's dive into his accuracy a little bit more, though. Here, on the first touchdown look. Guys, I'm getting used to my studio here, but I know the football, so get ready. If you look, 3 Panthers in the vicinity where Shedeur was looking, and he fits it. There's no way that Shedeur could fit that low. It has to be high enough to go over both Panthers defenders with their hands in the air, and great pocket presence from number 12 on this throw. Gets it in the absolute perfect spot. Let's move on to touchdown number 2. Look at this right here. There's a defender right in his face. There's no time for Shedeur. He's got to make the play now. And do you see an open receiver? No, you don't. So what's he going to do? Well, this is where Amani Marshall, one of my winners, comes in, makes an amazing pickup block. And what does Shedeur do? Steps over to the right, evades the pressure. Now he's bought himself a little bit more time and can make a play. And look at his eyes. They're still downfield, right? He's not worried about the Panthers, what's going on around him. He has the awareness to get out of the way when he needed to. And he's looking downfield still. And that's when he throws this perfect football in a tight window. Again, the absolute perfect spot that it needs to be. It's low and away from the defender. He couldn't put it too high. Otherwise, look at all the defenders in the area. They might have got a tip on it. Shedeur puts it in the exact right spot, and that's why his accuracy is the real deal, folks. The completion percentage. When he led the FBS at Colorado in completion percentage, that was a real stat. It's not checkdowns. It's because he's accurate with the football. We saw it again, 14 of 23 in an NFL setting. This is something to be excited about. That's why it's good news, folks. So I want to hear from you in the comments. Who should start Week 1 for the Cleveland Browns after seeing a little bit of what we've seen? Type SS for Shedeur Sanders, DG for Dillon Gabriel, JF for Joe Flacco, and KP for Kenny Pickett. I do think Cleveland is going to roll with Joe Flacco no matter what. Maybe Kenny Pickett. Please don't. That makes no sense to me. So it's probably going to be Joe. And then I think Shedeur can make his way up the depth chart and finally get a starting role for Cleveland. So tell me what you think in the comments. But speaking of our quarterback situation, we got an update on Dillon Gabriel. He returned to practice today to do the 11-on-11 drills after dealing with that hamstring issue per Kevin Stefanski. So what does this mean for Cleveland? Well, Gabriel's now in the mix to start against the Eagles. So even though we know Shedeur will likely get playing time, Shedeur might not start the game again. It could be Gabriel. Why is this hype? Well, I think, first of all, it's not only important for Gabriel to play against the Eagles, but it's exciting. This is what the preseason should be, Brownies. It's the rookie quarterbacks we drafted, battle it out. Can someone take over for the future? It shouldn't be Kenny Pickett at all. It shouldn't be Joe. That's why he's not playing until week 1 probably. It should be a rookie QB battle. And now, because Sanders went out there and balled out, he's put pressure on Dillon Gabriel. More eyes are going to be on this game to watch Gabriel and Shedeur battle out with each other and battle the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, how hyped does that sound? We got to tune into that one. I know I'm super excited about it. But like I said, Gabriel didn't get to play the first game. Shedeur balled out. Pressure's on you now. You're the quarterback that Cleveland drafted before Shedeur. And the other guy is getting all the attention, getting all the hype. So this is going to continue to be a fascinating rookie quarterback battle. And if I had it my way, I try not to be biased on this show, even though I have my favorite players. I want Shedeur to absolutely ball out and win this quarterback competition, folks. He was slept on. He shouldn't have been a 5th-round pick. I bet in his estimation he doesn't think that as well. And so you got his father and a bunch of people speaking out about how he was slept on and he's got this chip on his shoulder now. I think he's this most talented quarterback in the room. And it's only going to be a matter of time before he goes out and proves it on a consistent basis. So if I had it my way, I would want Shedeur to go out there, smoke it. Let's get even rid of the talk. There should be no reason we talk about him being 4th on the depth chart. We shouldn't be talking about a competition. It should be Shedeur's team going forward. So that's what I'm most hyped about. But guys, you're going to really want to tune into this one. I know I am as a fan to see now, like I said, a rookie quarterback battle this Saturday. We're having a Browns-Eagles watch party here on the channel. Currently, 48,405 subs. So keep smashing that subscribe button, y'all. We're amazing Friday night and get absolutely ecstatic, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, now you're going to want to watch not just Shedeur play, but Gabriel. The pressure's on. Like I said, he's the guy that's supposed to be more highly evaluated in Cleveland's front office. They drafted him before Sanders. So get ready, get hyped. And a little example of how hyped I was watching Shedeur when he threw his first touchdown pass. Listen to this. This was my call of it. Play action. Shedeur rolling. Shedeur looking end zone. Fires. Caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Brownies! Shedeur's first touchdown pass as a Brown. Savor it. Write down where you are. They'll ask you years from now, where were you for Shedeur Sanders' first touchdown pass in NFL action? That's how much hype I bring when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. So tune in Saturday at noon. And you may have also seen that Sanders threw a nice pass to Luke Floria in the game, who made a sick one-handed snag. But unfortunately, the Browns waived Floria today due to injury news. So what's going to happen is he's going to go on waivers, and any team can claim him. And I really hope that he makes it past the waivers so that Cleveland can get to it. But first, a little bit more info on what the extra injury is. We got our tweet from Brad Stainbrook here. Floria suffered a light grade 2 hamstring injury Friday night per a league source. The team released him this morning. I'm told there is no surgery needed, timetable 2 to 3 weeks, not viewed as serious as expected, but the team wants to re-sign him when healthy. Floria impressed early in camp and is a prime practice squad candidate. A little more on how he impressed in camp. Let's look what Jeremy Fowler had tweeted earlier. One person within the Browns told me about Floria during my camp visit. We can't guard him right now. A good camp story, cut short due to an injury. Floria was balling in camp. He had chemistry with Shedeur going. Like I said, sick one-handed catch. Turned out to be his only catch of the game because of the injury. But I really hope that he clears the waivers so he can come back, because it's been a promising young UDFA story for the Cleveland Browns. And if no team claims him, which might be a little tough now because, like I said, he's been getting some press, he'll go back to the Browns IR, and there's a chance we see him play in Cleveland again. But if not, we might not see Luke there. So a little bit of sad news on that front, but still promising to see that Shedeur was getting the ball to many different receivers and was able to pick it up later in the game. So give me a follow on Twitter, everybody. I'm going to be posting a lot more about Cleveland, a lot more about Shedeur Sanders. At Joey070 is where you can find me. I want to interact with you guys on these platforms as well. Drop your comments, drop your takes, and we'll get some replies going in the chats in the comment section of this video as well. You can also find me on Instagram if you want, at Joey.O'Donohue. I've got just over 1,000 followers on that platform. I'm trying to grow the Twitter more because that's where I'll be posting all the Browns content. So once again, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so hyped to be covering my favorite team and hanging out with y'all watching them this Saturday at noon. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.